So I thought I'd take this opportunity to do another video on these sidelines and leg restraints. So there's been a fair bit of activity on our social media from the cotton wool trainers and the bubble wrap brigade, the cotton wool coaches. So the one thing I just want to talk about is where we use them the most. Like on these young horses when they come in, this is a horse here that he's getting ready. We're just about ready to start breaking him in, and he's just about 2-year-old. He's a big, strong gelding. We bred him. I handled him last year and would have picked his feet up when we weaned him, like done some basic stuff, like barely taught him to lead and then bushed him because we're just always flat out for time. And I don't believe that those foals need a lot of handling because I want to keep some of that self-preservation in them for when we start them. But the one thing that I do like to do is I like to put them in a yard here for a couple of days and just leave some sidelines on them, you know, so that when we walk in here to clean their stalls, they're not bouncing off the fences. We can walk in, we can catch them with a nose bag and give them a bit of a pat and a scratch, and they're getting used to us just walking up and approaching them without it being available for them to get away. They can still move, but it's hard work. So it becomes their decision to stick about. So I'm just going to show you, this horse hasn't had this on his offside yet. I put it on him on his near side yesterday. So I had a few guys on Facebook there saying, oh, you got to put it on the front foot first, and that's correct, but it's not always the case. Like if I've got a horse that's really hard to get near his feet, I might prepare him and get some hobbles on him in front, and then I might, while he's hobbled, then I might go ahead and bang a sideline on his back foot and then pull it up to his front foot and then take the knee hobbles off. And the other thing too is I find that if you were to just go ahead and grab them by the feet and start doing stuff, they're going to fight you. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build their confidence. So we do a lot of advance and retreat. Like here on this horse here, if I can get my hand down to his knee there, give it a rub, then I can retreat. And then I might get down to his fetlock there, and then I can retreat. And as we go, he's going to get better and better. I might pick his foot up there, and then I'm going to retreat. Now he had his feet picked up as a foal, and he's had hobbles on. He hasn't had a sideline yet, so that's why he's good there. When I go to pick his foot up, he's got no problems with me picking his front foot up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bang that on him. We want to stay safe too. We don't want to be exposing ourselves too much, so I'm going to make sure I've got a hold of that. Now I'm going to do the advance and retreat here. I'm going to get to his hock and I might retreat. Now I'm going to get to his fetlock. I might just hold on to that. He's going to present his foot to me. I'm going to slip that over his foot. I'm going to pull that tight. Now he's sidelined. Now he hasn't had that on before, and you can see him already. He's thinking, oh, you know, what is this? You know, this is no big deal. I might let him move around a little bit and let him explore it. He did have it on his near side yesterday, but it wasn't a big deal. He did about what he's doing now. So like I said, we do handle them as foals. If I got a horse that was completely unhandled, I would go ahead and maybe tie front foot up with a knee hobble. And then I would probably bang a set of like a collar rope on him and tie his foot up, you know, but I would prepare him first without the gear. Like I would sack him out, get him quiet, get my hands on his legs, advance and retreat. Then I would introduce a collar rope to him. And then like today, I'm going to leave these sidelines on this horse and he can stay in here for the rest of the day. And I might come in here 3 or 4 times through the day. Oh, mate. Might come in here 3 or 4 times through the day. I've got my little nose bag here. I might just walk in here and give him a little pick of grain and just let him get used to me coming in here and handling him, and also, you know, rub him over, get him where he's not worried about me when I come in here, when I come in to clean his stall and all that stuff. So, you know, I just think that these leg restraints are very, very misunderstood by the woke crowd. And, you know, I went through for years where I started out with the traditional breaking in methods and stuff, and then I went right over to the other side and went very, very liberal, I guess you would call it, with my horse breaking. And I found that I wasn't getting the same results. I had horses that were still playing up when they were for the farrier. They were, you know, hard to catch. I didn't have that influence over them. And when we'd start training them, like we'd get to that 3-year-old year, and we'd start putting a bit of pressure on them and they would resist, you know. So I find that, like with these young horses, the more you can do with them when they're malleable when they're young, like in the first 10-15 days. So you can see him there just exploring that. He's just figuring out what's the go here. Look at him walking around, he's trying to figure it out. Now, if I was to turn him out tomorrow and he goes and gets caught in a fence, his chances of survival are going to be a lot better because he's been introduced to a leg restraint in a controlled environment. I've had horses or studs and that are running the fence and stuff like that, and I'll just go and sideline them and just leave them out in the paddock with sidelines on. And also, you know, you'll get the odd one that wants to kick and carry on in the truck or in the trailer. Go ahead and put a set of sidelines on him. He can't kick the side out of your float, out of your trailer. So it has its place. People get highly offended when you start talking about leg restraints in their horses, but you know, it's not a bad thing. So anyway, if you want to learn more, like and follow our YouTube and our social media. I'm going to keep putting up some more training videos and be good to have you on board.